Just finished up 3 shows up here in Wisconsin and heading home from Milwaukee in a little bit. It's been a beautiful weekend. I'm so grateful for the time and the beauty that I've witnessed and the gorgeous human beings I've met. And I just had this thought for people who love making music and want to build a vocation in it. And that is, be very clear with yourself on why you're doing what you do, because you're going to show up sometimes and there aren't going to be many people who show up with you or for you. And it's going to be your ability to return to a pure original vision and purpose for your work and passion for it that keeps you going, and that keeps the life, keeps fanning the flame so you can get up there with joy, with authentic joy and love for the people that you're with and that you're making music for. I play for small crowds all the time, but sometimes it's still a little disappointing. Today I was playing for a small crowd and I didn't feel that disappointment, and I absolutely loved being with these very real people. I would much rather play, I don't need to play for hip and cool people who think they're smarter than the rest of the world. I just want to play for people who are willing to cry in front of me, willing to laugh out loud and tell me their story afterwards. And I got to hear some incredible stories this weekend about how these songs, like these things that I've made up, have changed their world. We live in worlds within worlds. We're not all in the same place. And music has this insane ability to cross the threshold out of your world and into somebody else's world. You're not going to sit on their couch in their sacred space, but your song might. So if you want to make music, if you're passionate about it and you're good at it, then absolutely do it. And I don't care if you're making lots of money or any money from it. If it's in you, do it. But don't do it because you don't do it thinking that you can only be happy if you are a household name, if you're getting paid big bucks and have major crowds turn out all the time, because that may happen for you some of the time. It's not going to happen all the time. And it's a very small percentage of people who get that to happen. And so if that's the only way you can be happy, you're going to be sorely disappointed time after time. But if you can start with this vision that is pure and good and really unshakable, something that nobody can take away from you, then that's what you will return to every time you show up and play. You'll be able to draw from that place. And I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that I get to do this. I sat at a grand piano today and talked to people afterwards. I was in tears playing today. That happens sometimes. And I don't want to hide that. I'm just not about putting on the show. And I like going to shows. I like people who are putting on a show. That's not who I am. And I appreciate that the people I connect with afterwards I'm their songwriter. As Sarah Groves once said to me, everybody has a songwriter, and I get to be some people's songwriter. And I heard stories about people who have lost loved ones to suicide, or small grandchildren who have experienced rape, people who have just been diagnosed with cancer, and some music, some melody and lyric is changing the way they are entering into their own human experience. That is crazy, mind-blowing. What an honor and what a privilege. And I've just been reminding myself of that, and wanted to remind you of that as well.